Am I the asshole for expecting my roommate Fletcher to pay his share of utilities after he consistently ignored me about it? So I live with two roommates, Kira and Cash. We all split the rent and utilities fairly evenly, or so I thought until recently. Last month, I got a huge electricity bill that was significantly higher than our usual total, over $200 more than what we were used to paying. When I told Fletcher about it, he just brushed it off, saying it must be an error and that he'd pay me back when his next paycheck came in. However, when I followed up on it a few days later, he claimed he was having financial issues and couldn't afford to pay extra. I tried to stay calm and understanding, but then Fletcher started asking me to cover the difference until his next payday. He said it was an emergency and that he'd pay me back as soon as possible. I offered to help him out, thinking maybe there was some kind of mistake with his bill. But when Kira found out about this, she got annoyed on my behalf. She's always been the one who kept track of our finances. When I told Fletcher that I wouldn't just cover his share indefinitely, he started getting defensive and said it wasn't fair to me since I was the adult in the household. He then proceeded to tell me that Kira wasn't contributing enough to our shared expenses and that she should be helping to pay more of the utilities. I felt like he was making excuses for his own laziness rather than taking responsibility for his actions. I told Fletcher that if he couldn't keep up with his share, we'd have to reevaluate our living arrangements. Cash supports me on this, but Kira is still annoyed and says I'm being unfair. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for asking my house guests to leave after they ignored my explicit rules about food and cleanliness? So I, 29M, and I had a friend over, Hudson, who was staying with me for like 2 days. Before he arrived, I explicitly told him that I'm super particular about food and mess left behind in the house. Specifically, I mentioned that I have a strict rule against eating my snacks unless it's been explicitly asked to be shared, and that if there's even one dish left out of its place, they'd need to clean up before helping themselves. I also let him know that I'm not willing to do his laundry or wash his clothes, he needs to take care of that himself. So when Hudson shows up, we're chillin', and he starts helping himself to my snacks without asking. I'm like, dude, I just told you not to eat my stuff unless you ask first. He's all apologetic and says, sorry, bro, I just got hungry, but the fact that he ate a whole bag of chips in front of me still didn't sit well with me. After dinner, Hudson starts leaving his dirty dishes everywhere. I'm talking like 3 plates at once, without even wiping down the counter first. I'm getting annoyed, and I finally lose it when I see him leaving his socks on the floor, unsorted, unrolled, just lying there like they're gonna magically put themselves away. I called him out on it, saying, dude, you know my rules. You need to start following them if you want to stay here. Hudson gets all defensive and says, come on, man, I'm not that messy, but the thing is, he's been making a huge mess all day, and I've been patient with him. I told him straight out that if he didn't clean up and follow my rules from now on, he was going to have to leave. And honestly, that's what happened next. He started getting agitated and said, fine, I'll leave, so I was like, yeah, go ahead and take your stuff. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for telling my friend group that I'm tired of being the default therapist? So I, 27F, and here's what happened. My friend group has been super close since college, but it feels like I've always been the one to listen to everyone's problems. Lately, it's gotten to the point where Callie's constant drama is taking over our hangouts. The other day, we were all at a bar having drinks and Tanner starts pouring his heart out about how he thinks Danny wronged him in some past relationship. I'm trying to be supportive, but honestly, it feels like I've heard this exact same conversation 12 times before. I know my friends think of me as the listener and they come to me for advice, which I've always been happy to provide, but only up to a point. I've realized that I've been giving so much emotional labor to this group that it's starting to feel like an obligation rather than something I want to do. So, when we were all grabbing dinner last week, I finally spoke up. Guys, can we please talk about something other than our drama for one night? I said. I'm tired of being the only one who listens and advises. Callie got defensive, saying that's what I'm always there for. Tanner chimed in, saying I should just support him no matter what. Danny said she doesn't even know why we all feel like we need to tell her everything. The whole conversation was pretty heated, with Callie accusing me of being unsupportive and Tanner making snide comments about how I'm not a good listener. It's clear that my friends don't think I should set boundaries or prioritize my own emotional well-being. But honestly, it feels like they're enabling this toxic dynamic by always coming to me for advice and support. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for declining to be in someone's wedding party because of how they treated me in the past? So I, 35M, and here's what happened. A few years ago, I was part of a close friend group that included Bo and Sloan. We'd all hang out regularly, go on trips together, and generally have a good time. Then, about a year ago, Sloan started dating Zara, who's been in the wedding party since day one. I've always gotten along with Zara, we're buddies from work, but whenever she mentioned Bo and his impending nuptials, I had a bad feeling. It wasn't until after the engagement party that I found out why. Sloan told me, over drinks at a bar, that he'd decided to cut me out of his friend group because I was too much. He said I'd been drinking too much and was being untrustworthy. I was taken aback, but tried to brush it off as a midlife crisis. Fast forward to the wedding invitation. Zara's side of the family is super wealthy, and they're throwing an expensive bash with a bunch of A-list guests. The invite asked me to be in the wedding party, which would have come with a hefty sum, $2,000, to be exact. I turned it down, citing that I wasn't close enough to Bo to participate. Sloan was furious when he found out I declined. He accused me of being hurtful and ungrateful, and told Zara that I'd drama about the whole thing. When Zara came to me for a talk, she said that Sloan's words stung, but she believed I had the right to set boundaries with him. She even offered to speak with Bo on my behalf, which was a nice gesture. Now, I'm feeling kinda guilty for not being a part of the wedding party. On one hand, I don't want to be around someone who's still mad at me after all these years. On the other hand, I feel like I'd be a hypocrite if I took on that role. Zara and Sloan both knew what was going down when they asked me to join. Am I the asshole?